All right, in this video I'm going to cover how to find the area of trapezoids. Trapezoids are a little bit tricky, but they're very fun. So if we take a look at our formula sheet, we're in Pennsylvania, so we're taking the PSSAs. Here's our PSSA formula sheet. This is what it says for the formula of a trapezoid. So there's a lot of things on there. We got a B1, we got a B2, we got a height. So we have two bases that are two different lengths, and we have a ghost height. And then we also have the half there. So let's take a look at why this is and what it means. So up here I have a trapezoid. I have my base 1 and my base 2 labeled. Okay, I also have a height, and the height is perpendicular. It's really perpendicular to both bases. All right. Now, the formula is area equals 1/2 of the height, 1/2 of the height times the two bases added together. Why is this? Well, it's kind of a mixture between what we talked about with triangle and what we talked about with parallelogram. So here I have a trapezoid, and here I have an identical trapezoid. Okay? If I turn this trapezoid over, just like we did with triangle, and I put it together, I get a parallelogram, which we know the formula for. The parallelogram formula is area equals base times height, right? Well, we have the height, but here's the trick. The base of this parallelogram is actually the two bases combined. We have base 1, let me slide it up. We have base 1 and base 2 combined. So that's base 1 plus base 2. That's our base for our giant parallelogram. Well, if I do that times the height, I will get the area of this whole thing, which I don't want. I actually want the area of just half of it. So that's why it's 1/2 of the height times base 1 plus base 2. And let's see how it works. We're gonna do a couple examples together. So here, I drew an example. My bases are 4 and 11. It looks like my height is 1, 2, 3, 4. And I made an identical trapezoid that's flipped over here, and it's highlighted. And you can see the bases flip sides. So if it was this giant parallelogram, the formula would be base, which is actually 11 plus 4, which is 15, times the height, which is 4. And 15 times 4 is 60. Now that's the area of everything. I only want half of that. I want 30. That's what the area of this is. So in the formula, this is what it would look like. I would take base 1 plus base 2. So I wrote my formula. I have base 1 is 11 plus base 2 is 4. Now it doesn't really matter which one you call base 1 and base 2, as long as they're the two parallel sides. The height is ghosted here at 4. Okay. Oh no. Let's see if I can survive. If it's just next to this, that means times. This is times. And then I gotta do half. So I will add these first, like we did before. That's 15. Oh, okay, got a new pencil. So I added those to get 15, and then I'm gonna do 4 times 15, which is 60. And then I will do half of 60, which is 30. So the area is 30 square units for this trapezoid. So again, add the two bases. I did that here. It's in parentheses, so I do it first. That's 15. Then I multiply times the height, which is 4. And then I can do half of it because I only want half of this. And when you do these problems, you won't see this. All you will see is this. So one more down here, and this one's kind of cool. whoa, what's going on here? This is a trapezoid in gray, and the reason it is because I have one parallel side to another parallel side, and then the other two sides are not parallel, so that's what makes it a trapezoid. It's just a right trapezoid because it has right angles in it, and that's fine. And actually, I made an identical one, and it's a rectangle now. And it looks like the sides are 4 by the two bases combined. So 9 plus 5, right? Let's say 9 plus 5 are my two bases combined, which is 14. And then the height, and you have to kind of turn it sideways here. The height is how far apart the bases are. That's 4. So I would do 14 times 4, which is 56. And that's everything, including this. And I don't want that, I want half of it. Now, in the formula, you're not gonna do this part. You're just gonna use this. So this is just to show you why this formula works. In reality, you're just gonna use this. You're gonna look at this trapezoid and you're gonna say, okay, my two bases are my two parallel sides. So that's 5 and 9. So here's my formula, so I'm gonna put in 5 and 9 into my formula for my two bases added. Here's my height, it's 4. So I'm gonna put that in, it's ghost. Remember, that's times. And I still have this half because it's a trapezoid, and I gotta do half to get only this part. So if I add the bases again, I get 14 like we already did. If I multiply that times 4, I will get 56. And then again, I still gotta do half of 56 because it's a trapezoid, so my final answer will be 28. It's still in units squared. Now, let's do one together off your homework. Why don't we do this one here? So this is a nice one. They don't even put numbers here. Like, you can see this one, I got all these numbers and I got to figure out which ones are the bases, the two parallel sides, and which one's the height, the perpendicular to that. But in here, they're only giving me 3 numbers, which helps. My two bases are, I'm gonna highlight these, this side and this side because they're parallel. Those are my bases. And then my height is perpendicular to those bases. Remember, perpendicular means forms a right angle, and I can see that with this little symbol right here. So the formula, again, you'll start to memorize it, and it's okay if you don't memorize it yet. You can look off your formula sheet, but the formula is area equals 1/2 of the height times base 1 plus base 2. It's a good idea to write it down, because then all you gotta do is fill in the numbers. So let's start with my two bases. That's 18 and 8. So I got 18 plus 8. And then I'm gonna do my height is ghosted to that, that's 6. And then I'm gonna have half of that. So I can do 18 plus 8, which is 26. I can multiply 26 times 6, which is 156. And then again, because I have trapezoid, I have to do half of that, which is 78. So the area, 78, these are centimeters squared, okay? And again, the part of the end we do is because there's like, this is a terrible drawing, but you're doing half of a parallelogram. That's what a trapezoid is. That's what a triangle is. They work the same way, except with a trapezoid, you have to add the two bases together to get that number. Now, the only caution I will give you is when the trapezoid is on its side like this, right? Or like this, just be wary of, you're looking for the two parallel sides to be your bases. It doesn't matter if they're on the top or the bottom or they're on the sides like here, right? Here, they're on the top and the bottom. Those are the parallel sides, so that's the height. And then here, they're on the sides, the two sides are parallel, and that means the height, you could turn it sideways, the height is here ghosted, okay? All right, good luck.